Today's meeting to order is Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. Is a motion to call the meeting to order?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We do not have any minutes that need to be approved. We do not have any meeting mail. We have a relatively light agenda. First item is that we will go into executive session. The executive session under General Law 30A, Chapter 28, Subsection A3, to conduct strategy and preparation for negotiations with union personnel, or to conduct contract negotiations with union personnel, ASME, DPW, fire, and police. If an open meeting will have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, as the chair so declares, and the board will return to public session. Is there a motion to go in executive session?
So moved.
Second. Roll call vote. Mr. Gasper.
Yes.
Mr. Hinckley.
Yes.
I am a yes. We are now in executive session. We will all right. We are now back in regular session. Is there a motion to open regular session?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. While in executive session, we did discuss employee negotiations and contracts. I'm really pleased to learn that we've come to an agreement with our laborers union, 1429, which is essentially the Department of Public Works. Turn that over to Mr. Gasper, who is our point person on that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank the board, Mr. Kelly, and most importantly, the DPW union for coming to an agreement so that we could get people a small increase in their salary, albeit, but something's better than nothing, as I always say to everybody. And the DPW union's labor, they were great to work with. So I appreciate all you folks out there in the DPW doing a job for the taxpayers of Acushnet. Thank you very much. Keep up the great work. And thank you to my board, Mr. Lona, Mr. Hinckley, and Mr. Kelly for helping through the process. Appreciate it. So I'll make a motion to ratify the DPW laborers contract.
Well, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. So we have got so far AFSCME, DPW, library.
They're in the ASME.
In the ASME, okay. So the two that are hanging out there is police and fire. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Kelly and I will get to work with fire and EMS soon.
Okay. Very good. All right. Let's see. We have got. I guess we thought we had Mr. Gilmet. We're not doing police. We don't have an agreement there. In our poll hearing, is there anybody here for the polls?
She should be here anytime. I had said originally because we thought the executive session was gonna take a little bit longer.
Okay.
So if you wanna go on to some other stuff.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we've got, I know Mr. Isaac was thinking about coming in, but I don't know, gentlemen, you just take a look at.
Is the chief coming in? Fire chief?
Yes, but he was gonna be a little bit late because of his class.
So let's,
We thought this was gonna go a little bit longer, but.
yeah, see if we can move this along this way.
We
Okay,
could
just-
go over the
Articles.
warrant
Yeah.
if you
All
want.
right, let's do
Yeah.
that then.
Perfect.
We received a few minor changes from town council in the wording on the warrant. You folks have it.
Okay.
We'll start writing the motions.
there are no substantive changes, there's one or two spelling changes, and there's a couple of, he had a couple of issues with some phraseology.
Okay. So I do
Very
have-
minor.
I do have a question regarding the CPC articles. It looks like it says the Buzzards Bay Coalition, it has not recommended next to it as I guess our recommendation, but does that mean it's still in the article?
It has to be in the article because CPC voted it in the budget, but it will, whoever,
Yep.
the selectmen moving the article
Right.
can move the article without that.
Okay. All right, just make sure that that's all spelled out.
When we do, we got that part, but to make it a little bit simpler, why are we bundling CPC articles? Why don't we just separate them so when the board makes a motion to table it, it's gone off the warrant, we don't have to play that game.
You can do it that way, but it was simpler to put it together this way since there were so many of them. But if you want in the future to be separate, this was just to make it up because they didn't do it when they should have in May.
Either that, or you can have it come in front of the articles come in front of the Board of Selectmen prior to going in front of the other committees, right, for approval? Because that's the
Well, the
path we can go on.
CPC has to submit it to you.
We know who's looking for things. In the past, we've always known who's looking for different things, so they can put them forward and give us a list, and we can go about our business that way, right?
Right.
Instead of going through the whole charade behind the scenes, and Finance Committee and CPC, and then it comes here and you get the results that you got, it should be gone. So, that's my opinion towards that.
Okay, so how do we want to handle this? We'll just make a motion to strike that request?
Yeah, it was already tabled by the board, so.
Yeah, it's not recommended, so it can't be moved,
Okay.
but it's,
Right. Just, I think, there'll be some time that transpires between now and town meeting, just make sure if you can just put a note or a reminder.
the moderator.
Yeah,
and
on that
I-
one specifically, just say we don't forget about it.
The moderator and I have gone over
Okay,
it.
good, all right.
I believe he's going in front of finance tomorrow too, isn't he? CPC?
No, he's been told not,
Okay.
CPC.
Not CPC, but
But
he was on the
he's,
agenda.
Buzzards Bay's been told he doesn't have to come.
Right, okay, very good. All right, is there anything else regarding the?
Now, I haven't done a final review of that, but for tonight's, we can approve the warrant if Mr. Kelly's saying what he's just said about town
Yeah.
council, only a few little typographical issues and maybe a little bit of language change. So we can ask Mr. Kelly what that change was, or I can just grab it and read over it, make sure everything's copacetic from when I first read. But I'm okay with approving and make a motion to approve the town warrant.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, that is off the books.
And we will print it up, the final copy, for your signatures.
And we gotta go out to advertise by October 2nd, correct?
We have to post by Friday,
Okay. Whatever date that is.
and then advertise after 30th of September.
Yeah, I remember us talking about an October 2nd deadline that we had to go out to, I thought it was to advertise for the 2-week circulation.
That comes up the 6th and the 13th, I believe. It's for the advertising. The,
2 consecutive weeks prior to town meeting, so
Yep,
Lisa,
Yes,
make sure that we advertise for the town meeting, right? It's 2 weeks,
2 weeks, I
15
talked
days
to
or
Beth
something like
David
that.
today.
Yeah, what's
It's gonna
that?
go in on the 6th and it's gonna go on the 13th.
And that meets that guideline of the 15 days prior by our
Well,
bylaws?
yes, so we have to post
2
on the
consecutive
30th,
weekends.
but the newspaper ad has to go in 2 weeks before, so
Okay.
2 times 2 weeks before.
Okey-dokey.
So
All
that's
set.
good.
Thank you.
6th and the 10th, 6th and the 13th was the date we talked about.
All right, how about we do this,
Golf
maybe,
committee, you wanna
Yeah,
just
we can
go
say-
over, I mean, I've received 2 spreadsheets, one with an explanation of what was done in November 2021, and it says the 4 vehicles, and he's basically taken that one off the 5-year lease that's down below, so that'll change that number on their lease agreement to 34,734. And he's basically going out and purchasing another machine that they say after 10 months they couldn't get it. But Mr. Tibbles found one, and this machine comes with additional features and minimal additional cost. I kinda laughed at that last sentence, minimal additional cost. It's like 30% higher than the other one, and that's what we consider in today's day of inflation. Minimal is a 30% price hike, but if that's a machine that they talked about it a year ago, they need it, yeah, it's more money, but if it's readily available, it'll change their 5-year lease agreement too, so we'll figure out what the golf course is doing, the new equipment and all the leases. I think that needs to be done, because they've been doing a lot of it with losing track, at least I am, so,
motion to approve?
so moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. You can call Mr. Isaac or let him know he doesn't have to stop in. Good there. Let's see. Well, we have a little bit of time on our hands because we're waiting for,
I'm gonna,
Application.
Speak slowly about the information only.
yeah. Just FYI, we're looking for alternates for the zoning board of appeals. If anybody wants to check that out. Let's see what else. I guess Chief Farland is asking us that we accepted a gift from Mass Department of Conservation for a boat, to accept a boat, which I think is a good thing. That's great. Be a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. As far as this poll hearing goes, I don't know, guys, do you want to go into, what time is our other executive session?
we had originally scheduled it for 5 because we figured we would have some more time, but if I can contact the attorneys and see
Yeah,
if they're
that'd be
ready
good.
now.
Might as well.
Nick said he can make the Zoom meeting change, he can
Okay.
change the Zoom meeting.
They're all coming in by Zoom?
Yes.
Why don't we take a brief, just go into a brief recess until,
Subject to the call of the
Yeah.
chair.
yep. There's a motion to go into recess, subject to the call of the chair.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Sorry. We are back from a recess. There's a motion to open the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We do have tonight Verizon petitioning for a poll, so we have to call that hearing to order. Just to inform you that a hearing will be held by the Acushnet Board of Selectmen, Town Hall Meeting Room located at 122 Main Street, Acushnet, on Tuesday, September 22nd, 2022 at 4 p.m. This hearing is in petition, NSTAR, doing business as Eversource. Request permission to locate underground cables, conduits, manholes, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures in, under, along, and across the following public way or ways: Park Drive, to install approximately 150 feet of conduit and cable under Town Road between new manhole MH 148/010 and new manhole 148/020. Install 2 manholes to be labeled manhole 148/010 and manhole 148/020. Wherefore it prays that after due notice and hearing is provided by law, it granted the location for permission to install and maintain underground cable, conduits, and manholes together with such sustaining and protecting fixtures as may find necessary. Said underground cables, conduits, and manholes be installed in accordance with the plans filed herewith. Plan 9761139, dated September 10th, 2022. Right, we are convening the hearing. Floor is
Good
yours.
evening,
How you
everyone.
doing?
Thank you for having me this evening.
Of course.
Again, just to reiterate what you're saying, pretty simple. We're requesting to install approximately 150 feet of conduit and cable under Park Drive and 2 manholes. This work is necessary for the new residential development going in. Pretty simple, straightforward. We're going from an existing pole and then with the manholes to another existing pole that's owned by both Verizon and Eversource.
Mr. Chairman, to make this pretty simple.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the underground thing was going all about, because I'm familiar with Park Drive, but as you said, it is to get into the new Deep Brook Estates that we allowed the trenching permit.
Yes.
And so the underground cables, they can't run another telephone pole through the old Edison Electric easement because of the high tension lines. So that's why right at the bottom of the road, they're dropping into the ground just to get underneath the high tension lines, and I guess they might come back up or continue all the way through the development with underground utilities, whichever one it is, but that's the whole purpose. And actually, you're not even cutting a public way because that's not even accepted to that point, so, and there's no asphalt there, you're already in the dirt.
Right.
So it's kind of null and void, it's private property at this point. So, motion to approve.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks so much, have a good
Good
night.
night.
All right.
Stay out of trouble.
Try.
Bye, thank you.
You're welcome, no problem.
All right, so I just got in touch with Jeff Lake and Ken Sims. They both can get on right now.
Okay.
And Scott Lang had a conference call at 4:30, so his assistant said it'd probably be maybe like 5 minutes, and then he can
Okay.
get logged
Now
on.
we go into executive session then. I mean, if the Chief Farland is running late and the guy, you know, we can do it another time. It was really just more of a formality. I mean, I hate to have, I don't wanna keep us from doing what we gotta do,
Mhm.
so.
All right, I will text him
All right.
right now.
So this way we don't have to reconvene.
We've made the appointment, correct?
Yeah, we already did. It was just
Yeah.
more of a
So,
formality.
It was just
right,
more
bringing
to
them in,
meet
let the
him,
public know who
and
he is.
then-
We can do that
Okay,
anytime.
We can do that. Excellent.
All right, so we go to executive session under General Law 30A 21A, Section 3, Chapter 3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation if an open meeting will have a detrimental effect on the litigating position of the public body as the chair so declares, and the board will not return to public session. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call vote, Mr. Gasper?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Hinckley? And just a reminder, we'll be meeting on October 11th, 2022. So we are now in executive session, and we will not reconvene.